My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Shuttle Island. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But for the longest time, this movie was my favorite Martin Scorsese film. I just loved it. I thought it was brilliant and heartbreaking, and I just rewatched it for the first time actually, and it's still good, but it's not as good as I remember. So let's begin talking about the cast, and Leonardo DiCaprio does do a great job here. He's good for the most part, it's a very consistent performance, but it's at the end of the movie where he just sells you on the heartbreak that this character has experienced, and he brings weight when needed. I also love how for so much of this movie it looks like he's playing pretend, and at first it's distracting, but on a rewatch it works much better. So yes, he is the clear standout. Mark Ruffalo is fine, I guess. For someone who's like the second main character, he really doesn't have much to do. Ben Kingsley, I thought, was perfectly cast. He's able to bring some gravitas to this character. Even at the end, when he delivers an overwhelming amount of exposition, he sells you on it. Michelle Williams is barely in this movie, but I thought she did very good in her minimal screen time. Emily Mortimer, I guess, does a fine job. Patricia Clarkson is only really in one scene, but I thought she was good in that one scene. Max von Sydow was very odd to me because the way he was built up to, I thought he was going to be a bigger character, but he really isn't. Like, I guess he does a fine job, but not much to do. And Jackie Hall Haley does a great job in the one scene he's in. But, anyways, the cast does do a good job for the most part. My favorite part about this movie, though, is the setting. One of my favorite games of all time is Batman Arkham Asylum, and I just love the atmosphere and the look of that game, and you get that same kind of atmosphere here. Just the look of this mental institute, it has a very grungy feel to it. I love the amount of staircases. I know that sounds like a weird positive, but it does add something to this movie, and even how the outside looks with all the cliffs and the lighthouse. It's just a wonderful location for this movie, and like I said, it's filled with atmosphere, but there's a few sections where there's a big storm going on outside, and those moments I thought were just directed perfectly. The sound is really great. The use of classical music I thought was handled to perfection. So I do think it's well directed by Martin Scorsese. It's one of his movies that really stands out because it's unlike anything else he has made. I also love how this movie explores just how much someone can take before they break. Like, how much pain, how much loss can someone go through before their mind just can't take it anymore? It's a devastating thought because we always think it can't happen to us, but it can. And when we find out what actually happened to Leo's character, it it um it hits really hard when he finds out that his wife killed their kids, and he's forced in a position where he ends up killing her. Like, it's just devastating to think about, and it brings the weight needed to this movie. So I really do think there is some great ideas here, but my biggest issue is the fact that the fake mystery that Teddy is investigating is actually convoluted as hell and just really boring. It doesn't really work for me, like his investigation into the guy who burned the apartment down. He's apparently here and he heard about someone that sketchy things are happening. It just seemed very messy. So the fake story is lacking for me. So when I'm watching the movie, I'm just waiting to get to the end. I'm just getting to wait. I'm just waiting to get to the explanation because that is what really stands out about it. I also think it's one of those movies that's kind of like The Sixth Sense to me. Well, it's a two-time watch. You watch it once to find out what the twist is, and then you watch it again to see how it holds up knowing the twist. And after this second watch, I don't see myself going back to this movie for a long time. It's also maybe like 20 minutes too long. I feel like it could have been title. And I also got a complaint that some people might argue is against the point of this movie. But it's my review, my opinion. I have to say it. And I know they make excuses for the wife for why she did what she did. I do not think there's any justification behind it. It is an evil, evil act, and I don't care what's wrong with the person. I hated the one scene where they talk about her, and it just feels like they avoid giving her any accountability. Now, that said, it's not a big part of the movie, it's just covered in a few lines, but I still have to say that. So, anyways, I still like this movie. I think it's good. I think it is beautifully directed by Martin Scorsese. I love the look and feel of this movie. I think there was some great ideas here. I think there was some solid emotion. The performances are very good. I just wish the fake mystery was more compelling. The first time you watch it, it's the intrigue that gets you. Where is this going? And on a rewatch, it just didn't have that same effect, obviously. So I'll still give Shutter Island a 7 out of 10. Also, on this rewatch, the twist is so obvious to me that I don't understand how I didn't get it the first time I watched it. But anyways, Shutter Island, what did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.